Hey, PopRockers, Paul with you right now. Hey, how are you? I recently sat down with Adam and Thomas from the band Mindful Eyes, and we spoke about their new EP release, which is coming up in the next few days. Now, before we get into the interview, if you like what we're doing, head over to poprockradio.com.au and you can hit the link to buy me a coffee. And for as little as $2, you can help support Pop Rock Radio, which is three stations: Pop Rock Radio, Pop Rock Nation, and Pop Rock Country. So, anyway, without any more waiting around, here's Mindful Eyes. Hey, Pop Rockers, how you going? We've got Adam and Thomas from Mindful Eyes with us. Adam and Thomas, how are you?
Really well, thank you. Good to be here.
That's good. We're just having a bit of a chat a second ago, so it's 7 months since we spoke to you last.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, your studio has definitely changed.
Oh, yeah, it's getting better.
It's looking amazing.
Yeah. The worst thing about it flickers, and I'm going to have people watching the videos and passing up with epileptic fix or something too.
What's it like Kramer on Seinfeld? It's like burning into your brain.
In the back of my head, this is why I got the hat on backwards so it stops me burning my neck. But another fun fact, you're the first band that we've had on twice.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's excellent.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good privilege.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for having us back.
Thank you. Right. Yeah, you must have made a good impression the first time.
Yeah, well, before you sent me the email saying you've got the EP coming, I was going to flick you an email to see if he's wanted to get in have another chat, because it was between you and Rich Webb from over in Victoria, because he's just released another EP, or released his EP as well. I'm thinking,
right.
And then you flicked the email through. I thought, yeah, got to get you guys on.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, thanks so much. It's really great to talk last time, and it's good to be here again.
Well, your EP, it's finally out. Tell us all about it, because there's a bit of a twist. 2 songs that you released before have got different mixes. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, I suppose just to say a little bit about that. At the end of last year, start of this year, we released 2 new singles since we last saw you. I think we spoke to you about Hydraulic at the end of last year.
Yep.
And we used this mixer and masterer, Sam Weed. And we really, really liked the way that he got the song sounding for those 2. So when it came time to looking at the EP, we thought that it'd be great to actually put some of those old tracks and remaster and remix them a little bit. So we've got a couple of new songs, Dolly and Spaceship, and we're going to pair them up with a couple of old ones. And they've been changed a little bit. We've added a few new instruments here and there. They've been remixed, remastered. And we're really happy with how it's all sounding. But I think it really comes from working with Sam Weed at the end of last year. And he really, I think, got the sound that we were looking for. And we kind of thought, I wish we would have done something like that with the other 2. And that really got us thinking about which songs we're going to put on the EP. And we really wanted to revisit those 2 songs, Hydraulic and Emergencies. And we felt they really paired quite nicely with Dolly and Spaceship, which will be all released on this one.
Oh, that's awesome. How did you get to team up with Sam? Because he's worked with some big names in the industry.
Even people like Kendrick Lamar, Rolling Stones and stuff.
Yeah. Rihanna, John Legend, and Madness.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's been awesome working with him. But it was just by coincidence. We kind of just got chatting over the internet, actually. And just build up a bit of a rapport there.
Yeah. How do you just start chatting to someone over the internet? Just drop into their DMs and go, hey, how you going?
Pretty much. No, something like that. It was just just kind of reaching out to people and just saying, hey, really like his stuff. Like, we've got some songs that we're wanting to release. We know that you're pretty active, so
cool.
We work together. Like, we really love your sound, and it worked out really well.
No, it's good. I'm looking forward to. I had to listen to Dolly and Spaceships last night, because I already know Emergencies and Hydraulic, and so we're gonna have to get them onto the show pretty soon. Now, also with that, the EP, you've got a show on the 16th of June.
Yes, we'll be launching. We'll be launching the EP there. And we're going to be joined with some really great local artists, Something Humble, the City Views, and the Moth Street artists. And that's on the 16th of June at Badlands, and that's going to be yeah, really great night where we're going to launch it, and
Yep.
I'd love to have a lot of people down there, and it should be a nice night.
Yeah, we'll give it a plug. We'll get it on the social media. But we actually spoke to Moss Street artists
Oh,
not so long ago.
Oh,
okay.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the bit of tragedy around Dave's strike, just after that.
Yeah.
It was a bit sad. But,
Heard
yeah.
about that. Yeah.
But
we actually haven't played with them before, so we're really looking to
Well, I'm glad
play
that they're
each other.
still. I'm glad they kept together and they kept on going.
Absolutely. Yeah. When something like that happens, it just kind of shakes the music community a bit, right?
Yeah.
So
have you seen them perform before?
I haven't personally, no.
Oh, you have to check them out on YouTube.
I Drummer Blake has seen them before and know some of them personally, so that was certainly the way that we got them involved. But we're really thrilled to have them on board. Yeah,
because we had them all on the screen. We had about 5 of them were going on the screen at once, and it was crazy because some of them could see one and they couldn't see the other. They couldn't hear one, couldn't hear the other. It all come good in the end, but it's good to see other like yourself and other bands going out and getting a good show going.
Yeah, we've played at Badlands a couple of times, and it's such a great venue. It's just one of those. I think it's one of the venues in Perth that's just been going for so long. Even when it was DeVille's, it's just always supported local music. So it's great that venues like that are still.
No, it's good. Yeah. Now we've got the normal questions. We're going to get out into our technical stuff. You don't have to worry about emergencies and hydraulics. We spoke about them in the last video. People can go back and have a listen to that if they want to. But the inspiration between from Dolly and Spaceships, how did those songs come about?
Well, these are songs we've been developing over quite a few months. Maybe we can start with Dolly. So the lyrics are certainly about cloning, and there's a bit of a sci-fi kind of theme running through that song. But it's really, I think, a song about conforming. And I suppose the protagonist in the song is kind of lamenting or deciding what they're going to do next. And one of the thoughts that's running through their mind is, conforming, I'll be your clone, I'll be like everyone else kind of thing. And it's kind of a almost like a fatalistic kind of realization that their options have run out and now they have to kind of be like everybody else in this clone. And it's an interesting kind of idea that we wrestled with.
Was Dolly intentionally named Dolly because wasn't Dolly the first sheep that was ever cloned?
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's kind of the entry point, I suppose. But there's this bigger kind of issue in the back of the song, so the protagonist in the song is saying, I'll be your clone kind of thing, and at the same time, maybe they're abandoning some of their unique qualities, or maybe they're selling themselves out a little bit. And it's really the protagonist is wrestling with that. They're losing their sense of uniqueness. And they're selling out, or they're becoming like someone else in order to please this other person. So it's like the protagonist in the song, I think, is wrestling with that.
How did you did you just like did the idea just come to you, or did you sit down as a group and say, okay, we want to build on our library, we want to build some extra songs, and you sat down and nutted it out together, or was one specific song writer, or?
With the music we came up together. I started thinking about ideas for it, and the idea of the clone was, I think, there very early on in the song. And I think it kind of ties in nicely. The EP is called The Emergency. I think now we're sort of going in this direction where we're dealing with, I think, much bigger kind of event, kind of emergencies issues. So this one was like a very like personal events, I think, is a theme running through all of the EP. So when we've done some of the earlier songs, I think that was sort of coming out in these ones as well.
Because you can see in the screen behind me, just up there, that's from the Emergencies single, and that's what it's about. That
from the
hydraulic
single,
So it's it's a really good theme going in there. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, so you've got these kind of all the big issues that are facing us these days: pandemics, artificial intelligence, all those kinds of issues, and so they're definitely, I think, at the surface. But if you dig a little bit deeper, there are personal conflicts in the songs too. So conforming, or even ideas of love or something like that are running through. So if you dig a little bit deeper into the lyrics, hopefully you find those kind of personal connections. And I think that's really our inspiration for calling it The Emergency, because there are several emergencies running through it, but there are those big event stopping you in the street kind of moments that we think are important to reflect on.
With the theme of AI and things like that, have you tried ChatGPT yet?
Yeah. It's I've actually got a subscription to the version 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's.
Have you tried getting writing a song with it?
I think I've played around saying,
Yeah.
"Hey, ChatGPT, write me a song about this."
Yeah.
But I would have a big conflict in using any material from ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I think personally it would just lose part of its soul.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, I did the other couple of nights back, or when it first came out, and we're mucking around, and I tried it again, and because we've got the two bulldogs, we've got the French bulldog and the British bulldog, and I've managed to keep them out of the room for the moment while we do this, but I got ChatGPT to write a song about bulldogs.
Yeah.
And it was the funniest thing you've ever heard. It was like
it's incredible, right? It just puts things together so quickly.
Yeah, it's pretty dangerous too.
It is, yeah. I think it's maybe good for bringing in existing information, but when it comes to novel things, maybe that's where it's not so good. So I think if you're trying to come up with something novel that hasn't been done before, maybe ChatGPT eventually does that, because it does have a random element into it in the code, so it does that. But I think, like Thomas was saying, there's something feels a bit wrong by getting it to generate something.
Yeah, but if you look on YouTube, people are getting AI now it's just been this big explosion. It's like not just through ChatGPT, but voices.
Yeah, AI voices, getting the Beatles to cover, the Rolling Stones, all those kinds of things.
Yeah, and it's pretty soon. It's going to be like, if we keep going that way, it's pretty scary when you think about it, but especially if it gets in the wrong hands. But
I mean, that's kind of what the EP, like the title of the emergency, there's a real kind of existential emergency that I think all those 4 songs kind of connect to. But, Thomas and I and the rest of the band have been talking about ChatGPT a lot lately. And it does seem that people are talking about a lot of these big kind of issues. And that's really where that title of the emergency comes from. And we're all trying to wrap our heads around, what does artificial intelligence mean? How do we use ChatGPT? What are the worst cases? Like, you certainly wouldn't want to write wedding vows with ChatGPT, but maybe you can write one of those boring emails to ChatGPT. So there's a discussion about when is it applicable, when isn't. Maybe not for songs, maybe for shopping lists, those kinds of things. So it's a real kind of we think like a right moment for talking about some of these issues.
Talk about the wedding vows. You didn't try getting it to write wedding vows, did you?
No, certainly not. No. That's definitely on that side of the do not use. Yeah.
I'm sure it's been done though. Someone would have.
Definitely not. Not speaking from experience. Certainly not.
Yeah, I'm just surprised at how it's just come out of the blue.
It's just exploded.
Yeah, like going back a few months, you go back 6 months or whatever, there's like a mini explosion through websites like Jasper AI, where you could do similar things to what ChatGPT is, and for webmasters, they could get it to write product reviews for Amazon products and things like that. But then all of a sudden, it's gone from that to doing whatever the heck it wants. So
that's it. Yeah, I think it's the most, like, the fastest uptake of any kind of Apple website ever.
Oh yeah. So what about the next track, Spaceship?
Yeah. So that one, I guess that one's more of it's a bit of it deals with themes of love, I guess, and just connection. You might be able. I had my dog passed away. It would have been about a year ago or something. So this is kind of a ode to just dogs and the relationship that owners have to their dogs. But yeah, also, I guess just the journey that you go on with a loved one. So just a bit broader like that. But we actually, I think last minute, we just threw in a couple of sound effects in the bridge. If you're here, we've got some space sounds, but if you listen closely, you can actually hear some dogs in that track as well. So
I'm going to have to go back and listen to it now.
You can hear the countdown in the bridge, the 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 kind of thing.
Yeah.
Cool. So who did you all get together as a team and create that track, or was it
So I think Adam brought in a riff for that one.
Yeah, so I just brought in a riff, and there's a couple of different parts, the verse and the chorus.
Yep.
And then I think Thomas just immediately put a melody to it. It came together really quickly. And then we just had a bit of a discussion about the theme, and the bass kind of came together very quickly, and the drums and everything else like that. So yeah, that one I think came together quite nicely. And then we had discussions about how the arrangement would go. But yeah, just started with a riff, and then often that's the best way to do it really quickly.
So when you just get together and you get into your studio and you're gonna, because last time we spoke, you were doing things remotely because of the COVID. Now, is it able to get together a bit more? Is that right? When you are together, before you sit down to write, do you have any rituals or superstitions you go through?
Oh, good question.
I mean, we play every Tuesday at Vision Studios, but Thomas and I also have songwriting sessions occasionally on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Do we have superstitions? I think we're pretty varied, right? We just kind of like to try everything. Like we'll try. Someone will bring the entire song in. Sometimes someone will bring a drum beat in, or it could just be one note or something. So I think we've tried just about every different way to write a song that's possible. And I'm not sure if we've come up with like the perfect formula or anything. Really, just whatever works.
Do you find that the faster you write a song, the better it is, or the more you work it?
I personally find that writing songs quickly is I think that's really good exercise.
Yep.
So it's just like, don't be too precious about it. Just get it out there. Just do it.
Yep.
But I think doing that, a lot of the time you end up just with a lot of filler.
Yep.
But I think it's really good to get that momentum and just to have that flow. I know, Adam, you've been doing the same as well. When you write by yourself, you've done challenges where you've written a song a day kind of thing, just to get that stuff out.
Yeah, just setting tasks. I think that's right. Even getting into the process of songwriting, like I did an experiment once where I tried to see how many days in a row I could go with writing a song, and I started a 365 project, which is to like write a song a day for a year. And so if you do that, like a lot of the time, you'll come up with little bits, and they can help you with the song. But and we always try different things. Like covers is a really good way. We're learning a cover right now, and we always learn something really important from doing the covers. So we're really pluralistic like that, right? We just try every different way you could write a song, and
I think that's great as well with our band members. So Jesse on bass and Blake on drums. Like everyone does have that open mindset where they're open to trying these, different ways of writing, and also in terms of style as well. So there's not like, this is how we're writing, this is the genre that we're falling into neatly. We kind of have a bit of, we're not afraid to kind of just try different genres, try different covers.
Because from the last time we spoke, this EP has a different sound, because before Mindful Eyes, you had more of a rock sound, didn't it? So now this is more of a synth sound.
Yeah, I guess a new way of kind of sound is the way that we probably like to describe it. And I think this is really a bit of a glimpse into the future direction we'd like to take things, having more kind of textured things, and rather than have multiple guitar parts and synthesizers and vocal harmonies. So we're paying much more closer attention to the melodies as well. And so, big soundscapes kind of thing. And
I think putting importance on space as well. So making sure that, like seeing silence or space in a track as actually a thing. If that makes sense. Sorry, Adam.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, in the early days, it was just a riff or something, and we put drum and bass to it, and didn't think as carefully about how it all kind of fits together. So we've been thinking a lot. I think the track Emergencies that we've got there is, I think, a good example. It kind of builds, and there are spaces in the song where it can breathe. I think as we become probably more confident as songwriters, you say, well, this is going to be the break here. We don't feel a need to fill everything with like a big wall of sound kind of thing.
With the 4 tracks on the EP, do you have a recommended listening order to tell a story, or can someone just listen to them in any order in preference of what they like?
So I think they certainly can, but we did think carefully about the order. So I think we spent a lot of time thinking about how the songs kind of fit into each other. So
Yeah.
we feel like Dolly kind of sets the pace quite nicely because it does have that upbeat. There's a synthesizer in the background. And then, of course, Hydraulic at the end is very, I mean, you can see that you've got that picture in the background there with that hydraulic arm. We think that's a nice way, especially the way that the song kind of goes into this big crescendo or something at the end.
Yeah.
Big avalanche of sound. And then, of course, Emergencies in the middle there and Spaceship, more reflective kind of thing. So we do think that it's good to listen to them in the order, but of course, we're just happy if people will to listen to them, right? So
well, I've got Emergency stuck in my head.
Oh, cool.
So it's been going crazy in my head. Was it is it Emergencies Where We Want to Be? Is it something?
Yeah. So I mean, that's
I've just got it buzzing around in my head. I'm thinking,
cool.
I hope it's not a sign.
It means it's working.
Yeah. Well,
because they are like I said, Emergencies, because we play that and Hydraulic on the Pop Rock Radio and Pop Rock Nation. They do get stuck in your head. They're melodies that you can sing along to. They're not, they're memorable lines. They're not easily forgettable.
Oh, thank you.
So what he's got planned next? What's coming up after the EP?
Well, we plan to launch the EP on Friday the 16th. Then we have another show the week after. This one's at Seasonal Brewing. But we also plan to release another EP. So we've been practicing for the last few weeks. Another 4 set of songs. So we...
if you need an egg player...
Oh, excellent. I mean, we might do, actually. Well, we like
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have to do it remotely, though. That's all. So.
That's okay. Well, technology is so good these days, right?
Yeah.
We might have to, we'll sample the egg and then run it through AI. And then turn it into a voice or something.
Put some compression filters or some delay or reverb or something. Yeah,
well, I've got the distortion filter for my guitar because I can only play like the D chord and A chord, so I just put the distortion on and I sound like a real rock star. It's great.
That's all you need, just a couple of chords.
The neighbours hate it. Hate it, but I think the dogs hate it even more because they still... Have you ever heard a bulldog howl?
No.
Do you want to?
Take a rain check on that.
Yeah, you got to put earbuds in your ears will bleed. So,
that's awesome.
You said you play regularly. Was it on a Tuesday night?
We practice on
Okay, if someone wanted to come out, say, obviously you got the show coming up on the 16th of June. If someone wanted to go out on a Friday night or a Saturday night, where could they find you?
Well, in terms of playing?
Yeah. Do you have any regular haunts where you hang out and play or?
Well, Badlands seem to be a bit of a regular, but we've played, Lyrics as well, other places like that. We'll be seasonal the week after.
Lennox Lounge.
Yeah, Lennox Lounge. So, Maylands, around the Perth area. We haven't played at Amplify for a while, but there's a place there. So, local venues mainly around the city area, Maylands, North Perth kind of thing.
Yep.
Mojos sometimes.
Yep. Have you had, since you released Emergencies, the first version of Emergency and Hydraulic, so you got the remix or the resampling redone on the EP. Have you had much airplay from them? Obviously, we played. Have you heard anyone else play in your tracks? Or
it's actually we've just released it, so it's pretty fresh off. Fresh on the So I think we're kind of in the process of just sending it out. I think you might have been the debut. Play on a radio station actually.
All right.
But I think at the moment we're kind of just before the EP launch, the official launch, we're kind of sending it around to people. And
well, if you can, try and get it on AMRAP, and there's, like I said, the Play MPE. MPE. Yeah, they'll get it on there because I'm pretty sure someone will pick it up and
play
the tracks.
That's a good suggestion.
Yeah. So
thank you.
Fingers crossed. All right. Well, we're going to start winding down. We're getting to that time of the evening. We're not going to do our regular get to know or the music quiz because we've done all that before. There's no real point doing it. We already know who you are. We know where you're playing, and suggest everyone get down and have a listen on June 16. So,
I think it's going to be a really great night. I mean, the bands are excellent. It's a great venue.
Yep.
We're also going to have some T-shirts and merch as well. So if you like the EP and you like the band, why not celebrate with a T-shirt?
I'll have to get one because I've got a few. I've been started my collection. I've stumbled along the way because every time I speak to someone in bands, I go, "Have you got a merch store?" Because I like to get on there and support them. I'll buy a T-shirt or a hat and no, a lot of the people, no, I haven't got one. I'm working on it, but
yeah, right.
So
in the past,
pardon?
Sorry.
Oh no, in the past we've sold merchandise from Bandcamp, which has worked quite well.
No, I'm gonna have to get on there and get myself a shirt.
Yeah, come along to the show. Yeah. We'll certainly be selling some.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here talking to people on the show. We're doing videos like 2 or 3 a week. I think we're up to come next week. We'll have over 100 videos up on YouTube. So
that's epic! Congratulations,
that's amazing. Yeah, it's great work. Yeah,
I think this one's going to be number 98. If I delay it, we can make it 100.
Close to 100.
Yeah, maybe do that. Yeah.
So, but so like I like if I'm hearing people are watching the videos, I might as well have a T-shirt on saying, "Hey, check these guys out." It's all.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll definitely get you one of those.
Oh yeah. Yep. Cool. So, all right, we're gonna call it an evening. Thank you very much for jumping online and having a chat with us.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for having us. Yeah.
No, anytime. I love it. I love your music. So, what we're gonna have to do is do a third one. Hopefully not in 7 months' time, but hopefully closer to your next EP release. You can tell us how it all went.
Absolutely.
Of course, yeah. We'd love to.
Cool.
Yeah.
No, Tweezy, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks so much. It's been great to come on.
Cheers.
Thank you.
line completely. You're not